in, that means you're feeling the vibe. The bell rung, you already been subscribed. Right now, the queen, she on live. Please pull over the whip, no phoning when you drive. Dope Soul Sporting with the talk. First lady from New York, New York. All my people, you rocking with the chat. Hit that. That like button would tell me where you at. You know, step from the MBK. Born and raised up MBK. Hey, real lady, where she holding it down. No matter way how you feel, she gon' greet you with a smile.
Sister, you one of a kind.
Yes.
Oh, sister, it's time you
That's
shine. Dope Soul.
Where you at? Where you at?
Dope Soul.
Where you at? Where you at?
Dope Soul.
What?
Dope Soul.
What?
Your soul.
Where you at? Where you at?
Salute, Knick family. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the morning recap show. The Knicks stacked a 3-game losing streak in Philadelphia, 106-104. I'm really interested in how the chat and those that are listening later feel about the win. You know, for some of us, a win is a win. You get it how you get it. They were without two of their best players. That's on them. We were able to take advantage of it and win the game. And there are others who may still be concerned about this team and how they just eked out a win, so to speak. So I'm really interested in the chat and how you all feel about it. I could see both sides. I was really encouraged by some of the things that I saw, especially down the stretch. You know, for a team that's trying to find themselves and gel. Shout out to Jeffrey Clafter. I got it, Jeffrey. I got it. Shout out to you. Appreciate you for being with us. Eddie F. Senga Waldron. I hope I got that right. Kevin Nelson. I appreciate you. Gelbino 59. Did I get that right? I appreciate all of you for joining me this morning. It is early, but this is the only time that I can do it. So let's get into it. You know, just setting it up, coming into the game, the Knicks were 3-4 on the season after 7 games, 10th in the Eastern Conference, 19 out of 30 teams in offensive rating, 15 out of 30 teams in defensive rating. Philadelphia came into the game 4-5, having played 9 games. They were 8th in the Eastern Conference, 4th in offensive rating. And you knew that would take a hit last night without Harden and without Embiid. 22nd in defensive rating. We had a change in our starting lineup, right? Usually I say the usual suspects, but Brunson started, Grimes started at the 2-guard over Fournier. He only got 15 minutes, but he started. RJ Barrett, Randle, Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson only played the first half. I believe he left in the third quarter with a sore knee, I want to say. But Grimes must be balling out in practice, right? He's injured most of the season, you know, a young season though, but still, he comes in garbage time the last game in Atlanta, and then he's starting, you know, over IQ, over Cam. Wow, yeah. Well, Grimes started and let you know. I think with Thibs in this franchise, think about Grimes. For Philadelphia was Maxey, Melton, Harris, Tobias Harris, PJ Tucker, Montrezl Harrell started for them. Let's get into the box scores, and then I will talk to you all about my general observations of the game, talk a little bit about Obi's performance and just the team overall. Knicks now 4-4. Nobody was out for the Knicks except for Robinson in the second half. Brunson 23 points. That should be 6 rebounds, 7 assists, shot 46.7% from the field. Barrett 22 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, shot 50% from the field. Did not shoot that well from 3-point land, maybe 20 or 25%, but still ended up shooting 50% for the game. And that lets you know that his 2-point shooting had to be off the charts. And it looked that way, right? RJ Barrett seems to be looking more like himself. What do you think, Chad? Um, he's passing the ball more. He only had 2 assists, but for the most part, I thought he was moving the ball and he was looking for other people more than usual. They just didn't hit the shot. Um, but I'm liking what I'm seeing from RJ Barrett as of late. Randall, 17 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 46.2% from the field. Only had 4 points in the second half, and they were in the last minute of the game, but they were 4 clutch free throws. We'll talk about that. The Knicks shot 46% from the field, only 27% from the 3-point line. I'm starting to get a little concerned about our 3-point shooting. It hasn't been great, but last year it was. Um, Not much has changed. So I really thought that, the 3-point shooting would have come around by now. It's still early. I know it's only 7 games, but you keep expecting it to come around, and so far it hasn't. 27% from the free throw line. The last I checked before this game, I think it was 33% on the season. It might be less now. Philadelphia, like I said, Harden and Embiid was out. Maxey, 31.7 assists, 4 3-point. Maxey could have had 50. Like, he did not shoot well. I think he shot like 35% from the field, 30% from three, did hit all of his um, free throws, but he could have had 50. I think, well, let me just finish this. Harris, 23 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. Montrell's Harrell, 14.7 rebounds. They didn't shoot well either. 37.8% from the field, 27.7% from the from the 3-point line, but they got a lot of second chance points and they put up a lot of shots. They put up 98 shots. The Knicks put up 80, right? They had 20 second chance points. The Knicks had 7. That kept them in the game. I didn't think either team shot that well, but I don't think it was because of either team's defense. I mean, New York got wide open shots, missed. Philadelphia got wide open shots, missed. Um, but we'll talk about it. Let me check in with the chat. Fournier got benched. He did, but between Grimes, Fournier, and Cam, they all played relatively the same amount of minutes, right? 15 for Grimes, 14 plus for Fournier, and I believe 15, a little over 15 minutes for Cam. Now, are they going to continue to do a 3-man rotation, play 11? You know, um, I'm not sure. Eddie F, appreciate you. I keep calling for Obi because he's entertaining and he's a wonderful kid. How can you not love the guy? He absolutely deserves the least to blossom. I hear you, but I'm not really interested in somebody being entertaining or being a wonderful kid. Obviously, I don't want you to be a menace to society if you're on our team. I'm interested in your performance on the court, and Obi came through big time for us last night. Sergeant 59, Grand Rising staff. Now, if this RJ Randall and Brunson all trust everybody who comes in the game and play team basketball and defense, will be a better team and we will win more games. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. We're not top heavy. We're just not. Philly with Embiid and Harden, and you might even want to put Maxey in there now. We're gonna play Boston tonight with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. We're not top heavy like that. We're gonna win because our top 3 play very well. Our bench plays very well, and they did last night. Our bench scored 42 points to Philadelphia's 21. The bench continued to play well. We get between Mitch and Hartenstein, we get good minutes from that position. And like you said, we play good defense, and our strength is our chemistry. We're not there yet. I think we're still trying to gel. Those 3 guys, some games, one will play well, 2 won't. 2 will play well, 1 won't, or they won't play well at the same time. So I think they're still trying to find themselves that starting unit, and those 3 between Randall and Brunson, like just trying to figure out who gets what. But if they get back to, how they played in those first few games, just move the ball, move your body, and whoever winds up with the ball and it's a good shot, take it. I think they're going to be better off. There are times when I think, and chat, let me know if you agree or disagree, when I think that RJ and Randall just force shots. Just 4 shots. I mean, I see Randall as being a more willing passer than RJ. I think RJ just barrels in and he just makes up his mind. I'm going to take this shot no matter who's with me on the fast break that's open, who might be open when I drive and they collapse on me. He's made up his mind. He's going to take the shot. But both of them, I think just take bad shots. Let me know what you think about that. Salute these world of hoops. RJ has serious tunnel vision. He does. I think the last 2 games, it's gotten better in terms of his willingness to, and again, I don't know if he's not seeing these players or he's just, feeling maybe a little threatened by his role on the team with Brunson and Randall's usage rate. I haven't looked at those stats, but from the naked eye, looks like Brunson and Randall has a higher usage rate, at least coming into the Atlanta game. You know, we'll see, but I'm not sure. You're not seeing them, or you just decide that I'm going to do it myself. Jeffrey Clafter, almost like they're worried about stats not winning. It looks like that. It looks like that sometime. JJ, Obi was clutch. Yes, he was. Probably our best three-point shooter. I believe him and there's one other player, at least last night, that shot 50%. Paris Doug, appreciate you. Obi is leading in three-point percentage with enough sample size to start respecting this. Appreciate you. Yeah. So let me get into my observation. Salute Andy. Straight from Poland. Appreciate you. Shop Powers, appreciate you as well. As far as my general observations of the game, I thought the game was closer than I wanted it to be, given the fact that Embiid and Harden was out. That being said, the Knicks, chemistry is not quite there. They have players, at least their top 3 players, that disappear at times. They lost 3 straight. Their perimeter defense hasn't been great. Their shooting hasn't been great. So maybe I shouldn't be surprised that the game was as close as it was, even without Harden and Embiid. There were 15 lead changes. The most the Knicks led by was 8. The most Philly led by was 12, and that was in the fourth quarter. The game was tied 8 times. We had 21 turnovers. 21 turnovers. Randall had 6. I believe Rose and IQ had 4, and I believe Obi had 3. Rose with 4, like you playing 2 minutes a game, like 4 turnovers, like that's a lot given how many minutes he played last night. I thought RJ was good all games in terms of his shot making outside of the 3 where he was 2 for 8. But as far as his 2-point shooting, he was pretty much on fire. He shot 50% and 20 or 25% from 3. So those 2-point shots, he hit them at a high rate. Randall with only 4 points in the second half. That's a problem. That's a problem. The Knicks scored, I believe it was 16 points in the third quarter. These are your main scorers, right? Maybe the game is not as close if Randall is scoring. Maybe the game is not as close if we score more than 16 points in the third quarter. I mean, come on. Now, kudos to Randall. His only 4 points came with less than a minute left in the game, and they were 4 free throws, and they were clutch free throws, right? For somebody who was shooting and not scoring, or whatever it was, to kind of come up with in the last minute of the game and hit 4 clutch free throws, that's impressive. And I think the Knicks shot 85% from the free throw line. If you're going to win close games, you got to hit clutch shots. You got to take good shots and you got to hit your free throws. And the Knicks were able to do that. He had 10 rebounds, he had 5 assists, but 6 turnovers. You know, Randall's he played relatively well, but he still has to get better and he has to score. Bottom line. Philly with 13 offensive rebounds, 20 second chance points. That's what kept him in the game. They didn't shoot well. But they took 98 shots to the Knicks 80, right? 20 second chance points to the Knicks 7 second chance points. We won the game, but sometimes you have to watch the game within a game. Sometimes you can lose and be like, we can build off of this. This was, you know, we lost, but I think the team is going someplace. And then you can have those wins where you're like, we're winning, but I'm still concerned. Which way you going? As far as this win is concerned. Grimes started. He looked okay. 15 minutes. He had 2 points. I think 1 rebound, 1 assist, something like that. But you know, he drove the ball to the basket. Pretty hard and pretty quick, right? So if Grimes is going to hit the three and then attack the closeouts like that, we may be onto something, right? And when he attacks those closeouts and they rotate over and he has the vision and he's able to hit his teammates, we may be onto something. Clearly, the Knicks see something in Grimes. He must be balling out in practice because they have prioritized him, basically, right? Fournier, like I said earlier, with only 14 minutes. I have no problems with that. Cam with 15, um, 15 minutes. The Knicks outscored Philly 37-31 in the second. They had 12 turnovers in the first half. Right? More than half of their turnovers came in the first half. They outscored Philly 30-16 in the third quarter. The bench came in with like 3 minutes left. In the third, I believe it was, and whatever little lead we had ballooned up to 9. But Thibs rocked with them. He rocked with them. He didn't bring the starters back in early. That's something I would like to see from Thibs, whether it's the starting lineup or the bench. If the starting lineup is not playing well, bring the bench in early. If the bench is not playing well, bring the starting lineup in early. Like for the Knicks, it's a game of inches. Our offensive rating is, I think, 111, and our defensive, not rating, but our points scored per 100 possessions, points given up per 100 possessions is the same. I think 111.3 or 113.5, whatever it is, it's the same. So our net rating is 0. Like it's a game of inches. You try to get every edge you can, especially as this team is trying to find their mojo. So the bench came in, the lead ballooned up to 9. When the starters came back in, it didn't help. We only scored 16 points in that third quarter. You just can't have quarters like that and expect to win the game. Mitch went out, like I said earlier, with right knee soreness. We got an opportunity to see iHeart with that starting unit, something that I wanted to see, especially with Grimes in. Like, it's really hard to play iHeart with the starting unit when you don't have perimeter defense, right? He's not that defensive presence, rim protector that Mitch is, though he did, had a good block at the rim last night. He's not on Mitch levels as far as that's concerned. But if you have really good perimeter defense, I would love to see how our offense looks with iHeart in the game because he can rebound. Shout out to him. He played 20 minutes, 8 points, 10 rebounds in 20 minutes, 3 block shots, right? But apparently Thibs wanted to see something else, and I don't think iHeart played the rest of the way. I think he got in on the free throw line to kind of get a rebound or what have you, which is something else we'll talk about for Thibs. It's a game of inches. Let me put iHeart in right here because we have to be sure that we got this, get the rebound. And then he was out the game. And there was some other moves, like that as well. The fourth quarter, this is where I thought the Knicks really shined. They outscored Philadelphia 32-21. Started the quarter down 9. They were down by as much as 12, but the Knicks kept fighting. No matter what you think about this win, you might not think it was a quality win. The Knicks fought to get back into this game and to pull it out. Obi came in, he scored 13 of his 17 points in that fourth quarter. He hit the three, the go-ahead three. I think it was like a minute and something left in the game. Obi played extremely well. His confidence is up. Clyde asked him a question after the game, and he said, I'm not going to force it. I'm going to let the game come to me. If I have it, I'm going to shoot it. If I don't have it, I'm not. I'm going to move the ball. I just like his attitude. I just love the way he's playing right now. And we talked about Randle with the 4 clutch free throws in the last minute of the game, that helped close it. Let me see what the chat is saying before I get into the rest. Eddie F. Okay. Jeffrey Clafter, he doesn't get to use that skill as a starter. I guess he's talking about iHeart. Right. He's better as a playmaker in the second unit. I mean, I think he can still help us move the ball in the first unit as well. Cash out James, Fournier is done. Yeah. Yeah. These World Hoops, it's simple math. Staff players on units not playing well. Shake it up till you have winning formulas. I hear you. And I agree. Louisiana Knicks, 28 looks disgusted by getting benched. It may be best if we trade him now, if we can. If we can. We may not be able to. You have to have a willing partner. We can easily say, oh, get rid of Randle, get rid of 20. We don't have them. They're not shooting. They're not doing this. The other teams see that as well. Who they giving up for that? If you have players that are not playing well, not shooting well, who's going to look at them and be like, oh, wow, this player is available? Probably not. JJ real concerned about Randle and RJ's lack of shooting. Yeah, I think that's going to be an Achilles heel for the Knicks this season. Louisiana Knicks, Randle does entirely too much. He needs to take a step back. I mean, I think he's doing too much and too little at the same time. Is about because he scored 4 points in the second half. That's not too much. That's too little, right? So I think what we're trying to get is that balance of we don't need you handling the ball, turning it over, but we need you to score more, in these games. And when you score is important, right? So he's doing too much and too little at the same time, in my opinion. Kevin Nelson, I want Thibs going yesterday. I hear you. Eddie F., we should all be concerned about the awful ball discipline. These strips aren't an accident. Teams know we are loose with the ball. Yeah. You're right about that. And there was a lot of them yesterday. Gelbino, 59. I hope I got that right. Rose looks hurt too. I doubt he plays tonight. Deuce better gets his reps in because I think he'll be getting minutes tonight. He might, or it might be more minutes for IQ. Yeah. All right. Let's get into. I mean, we talked about Obi already and how well he played, but let's talk about the Knicks' decision to or Thibs' decision to run with both Randle and Obi as opposed to putting iHeart in. Now, it could have been that he felt we weren't getting a lot of rim protection from iHeart anyway, so it's not that much of a difference. Though he did have 3 blocks. I think it was about all hands on deck at this point. We lost 3 straight. Whatever we've been doing has not been working. We have to try something different. And that could have been, why Grimes was pressed, in my opinion, into the starting lineup. And not that he wouldn't eventually get in there, but I felt like he was pressed into the starting line. Like we lost 3 straight, That's why I think Thibs watched our show, the Just Nick and his show Thursday, because that's what we talked about. What changes need to be made on this team? We were 3-4. And I think had you looked at the first 7 games before the season, you would have kind of, figured that out that we would probably be 3-4, but it was how we lost the game in Atlanta, and how we lost some of these games that made a lot of us be really concerned and alarmed, and apparently Tibbs was too. He went with the Obi and Randall pairing, and it worked offensively. You know, I would be interested to see how many of those second chance points we gave up with Obi and Randall in the game together, because our rebounding is not as strong. However, I always said with the small lineup, it's going to be a net positive. You may give up some rim protection. You may give up some rebound and second chance points, but what you gain offensively, right, should turn out to be a net positive. And that's what it was last night. And let's see, if he goes to it again. And listen, I'm not saying, and I'm not sure all of us are saying that this needs to be something that we do every single game. I just think we're saying, or at least I'm saying, is there are times, when you need to go to this, and I'm curious if Mitch was still healthy and available, would he have gone to the Obi Randall pairing? I'd like to see it. I still think, Obi has to get a little better on his defensive rebounding as well. If we want to see this lineup a bit more, it's imperative, right? Um, Knicks Worldwide, Cam was the catalyst for the comeback. He may have been. I missed that. So if anybody else thinks that, or if you can explain a little bit, you might be right. JJ, yeah, Tibbs still clueless, not giving him props for that decision. Okay. All right. Cash out James. Randall almost lost us the game. Then Obi and Cam saved him and Tibbs. Everybody played their part. Randall missed those free throws down the stretch. Can we say Obi and Cam saved us the game? You got to close. Everybody did their part, right? And I'm with you. I need Randall to be better. I need him to score more throughout the game. Sometimes the game doesn't go that way, but this is like 2 games where it's like, I think the last game against Atlanta, 3 points in the second half, 4 points in the second half. Now, is that him just, the game is not coming my way, and so I'm not going to force it? Or is it something else? I'm not sure. But we needed everybody to close that game. And those 4 free throws with less than a minute left in the game was super, super important. JJ Tibbs wouldn't have played them together if Mitch wasn't hurt. You're probably right. You're probably right. Ajay, appreciate you. The turnovers were extremely painful. D Rose of all people was discombobulated. He had 4 turnovers. I don't know how many minutes D Rose played, but he had 4 turnovers. But one thing I know about him, he'll be ready next game. He'll be ready next game. Jeffrey Clafter, 20% from 3 isn't going to work. But it's not, RJ didn't shoot well from 3. Randall shot 20%. I think RJ shot 25%. As a team, we shot 27%. Our 3-point shooting is atrocious right now. And we put them up at a decent clip, but we're not hitting them. Foxy, appreciate you. Appreciate you rocking with me this morning. Knicks Worldwide 76ers was leaving Randall wide open for the 3. I would leave the Knicks wide open. I would leave, other than Obi Toppin, maybe quickly. I'm not busting my behind to cover the 3-pointer on these. Show me you can hit them. Show me you can hit them. Good morning, Sherwin. Sherwin, I'm interested in what you think about the Randall Obi pairing. Now, you can't say that it didn't work last night, at least offensively. So I'm interested to see what you have to play. Allah Wise, appreciate you. We played hard last night. Tough road win. Can't remember last time we won in Philly. I'll take it. Yeah. So in that a win is a win camp, Salute Canal Band Lawyer. I appreciate you. Sherwin Atlanta was playing the 6'8", playing the center position. Went in the Atlanta game or last night? James Glass, appreciate you. Obi needs to rebound better for that small ball lineup to work. Julius was 1-on-2 for most of those offensive boards they got. That's probably why we haven't seen it more. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. But I think for Obi is more about being locked in, right? Because I've seen him, you know, make a decision not to leak out. Though that wasn't the issue this game, but I'm just saying I've seen, a game where he decided, or maybe it was the strategy not to leak out, stay in for the defensive rebounds. I think it's just more about if they do it more, him just being more conscious that I need to get on the boards. I need to get on the boards. Right? We'll see. I don't think it's something that they will go to a lot, but it was good to see. And then I want to talk a little bit about Thibs. Starting Grimes, playing Obi and Randle together, closing with Brunson, RJ, Cam, Obi, and Randle. I like that. That lineup. I like any lineup where you got wings that potentially can defend, right? We still need to get better, but like we talked about on the Just Nick and the show, anything goes at this point. If the Knicks had decided, if Tibbs had decided, I'm starting Grimes and Cam and I'm bringing RJ off the bench. Oh, well, I'm starting Obi. I'm bringing Randall off the bench. Oh, you lose 3 straight. You don't want to panic, but the way we lost, changes were definitely um, in order. Hartwell, appreciate you. John Talento, appreciate you as well. Coaching like his seat is hot. Coaching like his seat is hot. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, I mean, we talked about Obi already, but we talked about him already. 20 minutes, 17 points, 3 rebounds, shot 60% from the field, shot 50% from 3-point line, 100% from the free throw line, and 13 of his 17 points was in the fourth quarter. Kudos to Obi Toppin. We needed every basket, and he hit the go-ahead basket. Okay, I just want to put this up. Okay. So I guess he's saying that your show is at 11 o'clock. Please clarify that for us, D. Yeah. So shout out to Obi. Let's take a quick look before we get out of here at the team stat. The stats of the night: 106 to 104 points. The Knicks out rebounded Philly 50 to 44. They did have 13 offensive rebounds. I believe we had 10. 24 to 27 assists, 5 to their 12 steals, 8 blocks. Hold on. 8 blocks each. Knicks with 21 turnovers. They have 15. The Knicks shot 46.3% and you couldn't tell. 46.3% from the field. Again, they only got up 80 shots. Philly did not shoot well, 37.8. From the 3-point line, neither shot well. From the free throws, the Knicks shot 85% game, right? You have to be able, in a game like this, a close game, you have to hit your free throw shots, your free throws. You have to hit your free throws, and you really can't give up second chance points the way the Knicks gave them up. They have to get better than that. Points in the paint, we scored them by 10. Second chance points, 20 to 7. Was that only because Mitch was out? Did Mitch make that much of a difference? Second chance points, 20 to 7. I think if Mitch was there, we would have had more second chance points for sure. But we gave up 20 fast break points. The Knicks had 21. They had 19. Let's move right along to our next game. And then I'll check in with the chat again before we get out of here. We play Boston tonight. Right now, the Knicks are 4-4. Boston is 5-3. I believe they played Washington last night. They won 123 to 119, I believe. Washington was making a comeback, and they were able to stave them off and win. It's going to be a tough game for the Knicks, right? They have Jason Tatum. They have Jaylen Brown. They're top heavy, right? It's going to be a tough game for them. The Knicks right now are 6th in the Eastern Conference. Boston Celtics are 3rd. I assume that we're going to start our same. Oh, I should say that their offensive rating is 5th in the league. This was as some teams were still playing. So this was after. This was probably like around 11:30 a.m. p.m. Excuse me, when I made this slide. So some teams were still playing. So the offensive and defensive ratings may be off a little bit. But as of that time, they were 5th in the league in offensive rating, 18th in defensive rating. And as of that time, the Knicks were 20th in defensive rating, offensive rating, 13th in defensive rating, 110 points. Um, they score per 100 possessions and they give up per 100 possessions. So it's a game of inches right now. I assume the starters will be the same: Brunson, Grimes, Barrett, Randall, Robinson. And for them, Marcus Smart, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Al Horford. Their center, Williams, is out for the game. I think it's going to be a tough game for the Knicks. I'm hoping that the win, even if some would argue it wasn't a quality win, how they won, the fact that they were in a battle, whether they should have been or should not have been down the stretch and was able to pull it out. Hopefully that they start to get some momentum and they gel and there's a better showing against Boston. But it's going to be um, a tough game. Sherwin, the 76ers played the JV team. Sherwin. DJ Shuttle, hold on, Obi and Randle together. Didn't I just mention that recently? Yeah, you did. You did. Um, I wonder if, will we see more of it with if Mitch is not able to go? We'll see. I'm gonna tell you what Thibs is gonna say. Every game is different. I'm just gonna say, he's gonna say every game is different. So we shall see. Must take care of the ball and defend the three, and that's been our Achilles heel. The turnovers has not. I mean, last night was an aberration, 21 turnovers, right? And some of them just looked unforced. There was a point in the game where the Knicks just looked like I don't even know. They just looked like the bad news Bears in terms of fumbling the ball, turning it over for no reason. Let me get rid of this. For no reason. Let's see. Cash out James Randall still jab stepping and pumping, faking a million times before he makes a move. Not so much. I think the issue I'm having with Julius Randle is he's not finishing at the rim. He's not finishing at the rim. Otherwise, staff quality doesn't always look good. We take all wins, especially with 21 turnovers. Yeah, I'm with you on that. DJ Shuttle, some teams will go small ball like last night. Then you could play Obi and Randle together. You can, like I said, you're gonna give up some rim protection. You're gonna give up some rebounding. What you're hoping is that what they give you offensively offsets that. Now, if they're not shooting well and you're not getting rim protection and you're not getting rebounding, then it has to be a short experiment. You got to take them out, right? I just want to make sure. John Tolito, DJ Shuttle, Ally Wise, Cast Out James, Building Blocks. Appreciate you. Definitely, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification button so you'll be notified anytime I go live or drop a video. More things to come. It's in season, so it's all things Knicks. Outside the season, I'm going to add some different things to the channel, put a little soul in the channel. But for right now, all things Knicks. During the season. Cash out James, appreciate you. JJ, appreciate you. Canal Band Lawyer, Ajay, Sherwin, DJ Shuttle. Who else? Heart Will, D's World of Hoops. Appreciate all of you. Ajay. I hope I don't forget anybody. I believe Shy Powers was in the building. James Glass, Ally Wise, Angel Torres, Senga Waldron, Louisiana Knicks. I appreciate all of you for rocking with me this morning. John Bryce, Foxy. Appreciate you, Parish Duggar, Eddie F. Yeah, I think I got everybody. I appreciate all of you. I'll be back tomorrow morning. I should be on the NBK pregame show at 3:30. Check me out there, and then I'll be back tomorrow morning to give you the recap of the Boston game. Hopefully, we have a lot of good things to talk about, win or lose. I think how they look is going to be important. Till next time, family. Appreciate you.
You tune in, that means you're feeling the vibe. The bell rung, you already been subscribed. Right now, the queen, she on live. Please pull over the whip, no phoning when you drive. Dope Soul, sporting with the talk. First lady from New York, Brooklyn. All my people, you rocking with the chat. Hit that. The like button would tell me where you at. Step from the NBK. Born and raised up NBK. Hey, real lady, where she holding it down. No matter way how you feel, she gon' greet you with a smile.
Sister, you one of a kind.
Yes.
Oh, sister, it's time you
That's
shine. Dope Soul.
Where you at?
Dope Soul.